Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is our take. We are your hosts. I'm Ocean.
I'm Taylor.
And ladies and gentlemen, today we're brought to you by Texas Distillery. No, not really. I wish. Anybody wants to sponsor us, I'll plug whatever you want. Whatever you want me to say, give it to me. I'll read it. I don't care. Well, I don't care. Just give it to me. No, but I got this bottle of blended whiskey from a trip that I just went on. And this distillery was super awesome. So if you guys are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, make sure you guys check out this this distillery. It's on the Firestone and Robertson ranch. Super good stuff. They do a pretty cool tour, and it's delicious. So, yeah, I just wanted to shout out Texas Distillery right there. But ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to give to you guys our take and a breakdown on episode 5 and 6 of Disney Plus and Lucasfilm's original TV show, Ahsoka. Now, again, I have to apologize. It's my fault we didn't get you guys the episode 5 breakdown in a timely manner. That's my bad. I had to go on another trip for my boy's wedding. He was sick. But we're here now. We got you guys 2 episodes worth of content. This one should be interesting. I'm really interested to see what your thoughts are going forward. But yeah, traditional as always, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start off spoiler free real fast. We're just going to kind of breeze through the scores, and then we'll get into it. We'll talk about the ins and outs of the last 2 episodes as we prepare for episode 7. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's dive into the spoiler free content real quick. Taylor, your shirt is dope.
Thank you.
Where'd you get it from?
I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'll just spell it out. But there's I got this as a gift. They have a whole bunch of different licensed products and stuff. I believe it's RSLVT, almost like results, but with a V kind of.
Okay.
This one is just one of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, if you guys can't see, he has a polo on that's all of Mandalorian helmets. It's pretty dope.
Yeah. I have another full button down with lightsabers featured on that one, which is pretty nice. I just haven't had an occasion that I wanted to wear it for yet.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, we're Star Wars nerds. So.
Yeah, but it is really nice, good quality. I believe they are pricey, but I believe you're paying for it.
You get what you pay for, right?
So, if you're a Star Wars fan, or even, like I said, they have like all kinds of stuff. So there's actually some really nice ones that I was thinking about getting for Jurassic Park. A lot of Disney owned stuff for sure. And then, so like Marvel, Star Wars, and then other major, like I said, Jurassic Park, I believe even Harry Potter probably, and some stuff like that.
Interesting. Okay, sweet. I'll have to check them out. All right, let's get into what we really came here for. Episode 5 and 6 of Ahsoka, Taylor. Up until this point, both of our outlooks on this show have been pretty bleak, right?
Yeah.
Show has not, in my opinion, has not lived up to expectations and is failing pretty badly to deliver some key things. So, what are your general non-spoiler thoughts about the last 2 episodes going forward? Because there's some major stuff in them.
Yeah. Honestly, overall, my thoughts haven't really changed too much. I know this is probably going to bother a lot of people because they have their own opinions on these last 2 episodes. Because you guys all get distracted by all the fancy new things and stuff that happens. But honestly, it's typical Disney fashion. They're great at presenting things visually. They do introduce new things, which are cool. There's a fuck ton of nostalgia bait in this.
Yep.
Which I understand why people feel the way they do about these episodes. But yeah, if you think this carries it, you're kind of a joke to me, and you probably think The Last of Us was an amazing show. Because it's kind of the same same way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, for me, the last two episodes have been pretty great. I've enjoyed them. I've enjoyed the episodes. Um, Seeing the things that we saw in episode 5, new characters brought to the live action screen that we've never seen before, and then even episode 6, a whole new like thing going on. Like I enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed it. But my caveat to that is it's disappointing to me that they think that they can wipe away 4 episodes of trash just by dangling some, like what you said, nostalgia bait in front of our eyes to make us forget about the slow and horrible lead up to these 2 episodes. So if they had like come out of the gate with these 2 episodes, or just not destroyed the characters that we've come to love from the other from Rebels and Clone Wars before we got to these 2 episodes, then I probably would feel differently. But it's almost kind of like a slap in the face, to be honest. Like, it's like, oh, we're going to destroy these characters, and then we're going to bring back some people and do some things that are all really cool and are going to get you super hyped and all in your feels and your nostalgia. And we're just going to use that to kind of like blind you into accepting the show for what it is. And I hate that.
I'll say this, like these last 2 episodes, mostly the last one for me. I get it. They're exciting. It's cool to see all this like new stuff, and it's great for if you're a new fan of something. Sure, that's cool. Can't imagine this show has brought a whole lot of new fans because nobody knows who Ahsoka is.
Yeah, we'll kind of talk about that in the spoiler section because that's a major thought that I have.
Yeah, so if for new fans, it's great.
Yeah.
It's not new, like actually new. Like all these characters are made years ago, and they're just kind of like connecting things,
right?
So that's kind of just whatever, but it still doesn't change anything.
Yeah. Ultimately, for me, the same. Ultimately, it might even be worse because I'm like, well, fuck. Like, it's the same thing with like Obi-Wan, the show. Like, we got these really cool scenes in it, but the rest of the show is so trash. It was just like, what the hell? Like, why are we getting this mixed bag of
at least we have something, I guess, where we can just chop out these scenes that we enjoy, and then the rest of it's just like trash. But does it ultimately make a difference in the overall like Star Wars universe? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's because we're teetering on the edge of spoilers. So let's get into scores real fast. I believe both of us gave it a 4 last time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
As far as the score goes for me, I think I'm gonna stick at a 4. I really want to go lower, but I think I'm gonna stick at a 4. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with a 4. What about you?
We're just doing a combined one for both.
Yeah, just overall.
This is probably as nice as you're gonna get, but I'll go back to a 5.
Nice. Okay. You might be able to convince me for a 5 just because of certain very specific things from the 2 and very specific performances of one particular actor that I think is pretty awesome. But yeah, I'll stick with a 4.
Yeah.
I'll stick with a 4. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen episode 5 and 6 yet, go check them out, I guess. I mean, like, if you've gotten to this point, you might as well just watch them. Otherwise, just stick with us. We'll kind of talk about all the major points that were hit and talk about why some of them are cool, some of them are not. And then you guys can let us know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to serve as your official
spoiler alert.
Okay. So let's talk about a thought that I have that I think is a major guiding principle to the way I feel about this show. And that thought that I have is that Ahsoka Tano, up until this point, has been a niche character. And what I mean by that is the average Star Wars fan probably maybe knows she exists, but doesn't really know anything about her because a lot of people don't watch the cartoons. Right? And um because of that, those fans or new fans probably enjoy this show because they think that this is Ahsoka Tano. But for me, and for what I think a lot of other fans that love Ahsoka Tano because of the Clone Wars and Rebels and whatnot is like I feel like I'm watching a completely different character than what I remember from the shows. And I'm not ultimately against character development or change because all characters go through some kind of change throughout their life, especially one like Ahsoka that has gone through so much crap and shit in her life. But there's no like explanation of why she is the way that she is now versus the way we saw her at the end of season 7 of the Clone Wars or in Rebels. And they're just kind of like glossing over that and just like, oh, this is Ahsoka now, accept it. And I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to argue against that. So, yeah, I mean, I agree.
Well, it just like it makes it hard to debate with other people that haven't watched the shows because there's a viewer of ours that commented on our episode, and I appreciate you guys commenting because I do enjoy the conversation, and I hope that you understand that it was completely a conversation. I'm not trying to badger you or anything, but I'm curious to know like how many people, because as far as I know, this show has been getting a ton of really good reviews. Like everybody has been raving about this show, and I want to know how many people have actually watched the Clone Wars and watched Rebels and know who Ahsoka should be or how she should act and the kind of things that she went through and why it doesn't make sense for her to act the way that she does now. And I'm just curious to know if how many people out there have because I don't care for this version of Ahsoka Tano. I don't like it.
Yeah, there's that, and I don't know. I'm sure there is probably a lot of good reviews for it. Probably with like everything that comes out. But I can guarantee that the viewership for this show is nothing like a mainline Star Wars character brings. Like Obi-Wan, I guarantee had way more viewership on. Book of Boba Fett probably had way more viewership on. Even Mandalorian season 1, which is a new character, probably has more viewership than this show.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't even know how to go about finding those numbers. Maybe you guys can get those numbers and get them to us in the chat, but I'd be curious to know like what kind of viewership statistics there are for Ahsoka versus a mainline character like Obi-Wan.
Because I imagine this show is probably doing about as well as something like Andor.
Yeah. Because Andor people really love because it was something completely new. And it was even new for fans like us that do have an extended knowledge of Star Wars. But even Andor was new for us. So it was cool to see. But this one is different. Ahsoka is an established character that we do know about. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Ahsoka. I'm really not a fan of Sabine. She keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Like, did you really think that they were just going to fucking let you go? Like, did you really think that if you gave Balin the fucking map, that once you got to wherever the hell wherever the hell they were going, that they were just gonna let you go and just like let you walk free? Like she's in her cell and she's like, oh, but you promised, you said I was gonna like, I thought we were on the same side. It's like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? Like, let's be honest here. And then what kind of dumb motherfucking Mandalorian forgets to take her goddamn helmet with her when she's going off to a completely new fucking galaxy? Sorry, I got a little heated on that one.
Don't worry, there's There's lots for me to complain
But
about.
like that infuriated me the whole time because all of those fighting scenes that she had with the nomad guys and stuff the whole time, I'm just like, where the fuck is your helmet, woman? Like, you're supposed to be a Mandalorian. That's like part of your whole thing.
That's why she's not Mandalorian.
Yeah, like, oh my god, it was so frustrating. And I was just like, she was like walking gingerly into the fight. And I'm like, oh, I bet you wish you had your helmet with you right now. I bet, feel a lot more protected if you had your helmet with you. Stupid. God, she was infuriating.
She opted for the John Wick strategy.
The just covered. Pew pew. I can react faster than bullets can. Sick. Pew pew. Stupid. Sorry, I apologize for all the profanity, but that when I was watching episode 6, that got me heated. Got me super heated. And it also got me super heated that she found Ezra so fucking fast and so easily. Like, yeah, like General Thrawn,
bro,
who is the greatest strategist / like strategic mind in all of Star Wars, arguably, couldn't find Ezra Bridger
over years.
For years. He was over there with him for years, and he couldn't find him. And fucking Sabine comes waltzing in and has this little hound dog thing that is pretty cool. Wish I had one that I could ride on and acts like a dog. Sick. But like rides along, and she just happens upon these tortoise things that have the rebel insignia, and she's like, oh yeah, take me to Ezra. And they're like, oh, Ezra? Okay, let's go. Like, well, this is ridiculous. Come on. Oh my god. Even Ezra kind of pissed me off.
It's okay, we'll get there. We got to start with episode 5.
Sorry, we're jumping ahead. But episode 5. All right, so let's talk about episode 5 because episode 5 was a major episode for a lot of people because we saw Anakin at the end of episode 4, but episode 5 we got him for more than half of the episode.
You know what's so funny?
What?
Is we called this entire episode.
I did call it. And so what I will say to that point, in our review of episode 4, I forewarned that they were going to repair their relationship or whatever. What I will say to that is that I did not anticipate them fighting. Like, I didn't anticipate them dueling lightsabers. There was some really cool visuals in there. I mean, we're hating on the show, but him walking through the mist and then changing to Darth Vader and then changing back might be one of the greatest pieces of cinematic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not entirely bad, as like a lot of things are. But when you look at the big picture, which is what I complain about. Yes, it has some flashy things. It's very cool, and some scenes I think that people are excited about are actually a little overrated with the
that scene was fire, dude. Come on.
No, the Clone Wars visuals they give you. Yeah, that's not the Clone Wars, bro. That's a bunch of people running in a fucking flat room with CG going around in the background, which specifically Phase 1 fucking clone troopers. I don't know who the fuck you hired. Learn to run, bro.
Yeah.
You guys were the most fucking weird looking, it's fucking weird, bro. And then the 2 was okay. I still believe the color of blue was
it was a little off
still.
Yeah, it was too dark.
Which is kind of sad considering you're fucking Star Wars. You can't even get your own goddamn shit right.
It was too dark of a blue. Because the 501st was supposed to, blue was supposed to pop. Like, you knew those guys were 501st.
Yeah. But, I mean, besides that, everybody just fucking, went crazy for that shit, which I kind of understand.
I only went crazy for that one scene, or that one sequence of him walking off into the smoke and him changing. Yeah, I mean, that was really cool. Was sick. And then also watching Anakin do the Oniani again, his signature move, that was pretty sick too.
And then the duel they have, very cool visuals of they cutting between them.
Yeah.
With whenever they're talking and he gets real aggressive, you can see his Sith eyes come up and stuff like that. And there's a shot of Ahsoka with Sith eyes for a second, right before she stops at the end
Yeah.
when he's like, do you choose to live or die? And she's like, I choose to live, because like right there when the clashes, there's like, you can see it in her face. She looks like fucking angry.
Yeah.
And it's cool. But the whole thing is still kind of dumb.
Well, it's dumb. It's dumb on a couple levels. One, I don't fully understand what the hell the lesson that he was teaching her was. I don't really get it, because okay, they went into the past to relive some of these battles, and then they have this conversation
It's not
about
really reliving the battles, though. It's like,
okay, relive running into the battles, but they go through these. It's like a Ghost of Christmas Past kind of thing from like Scrooge, and they go through it, and they have this conversation about like, oh, like I didn't, or he's like, I got to train you to be a soldier because we have to win this war, and whatnot, and like that doesn't do anything. Like, what is that? What is that teaching her? It's like, oh, she's a like that doesn't make any sense. And then they talk about like, oh, I'm all, or you have all of my knowledge. You are everything that I am, just like I was, or I was everything that my master was before me. Like there was no actual lesson in this sequence of events. Like what is the lesson, ladies and gentlemen? To live? She's been fighting to live her entire fucking life. Like, if you guys, those of you that don't know, the things that she had to go through in the Clone Wars to survive, like the Jedi Order tried to kill her because they thought that she assassinated or attempted to assassinate some senators or something like that. Like the entire Jedi Order was after her. She survived an entire platoon of 504 stormtroopers, goddamn clone troopers, trying to kill her all at the same time. Like, this whole idea that she's trying to learn how to live, like, she been living, dog. She's like the only Jedi left. Like, what you mean? I choose to live. What? And then also, like, how come none of the other, like, major Jedis in Star Wars ever got this kind of experience? Like, oh, you lost. Like, how come Qui-Gon Jinn, when he got stabbed by Darth Maul, didn't go to an ancestral plane and talk to, like, Count Dooku and be like, oh, I'm going to fight you, and if I win, I get to go back, and if I don't, then I stay here. Like, when did we introduce the Gulag into Star Wars? Yeah. Like, that's essentially what it was, right? Like, pretty much. Like, she went to the Gulag, and she won, and she came back. And on that note, I don't believe for a goddamn second that the Ahsoka in this show specifically is capable of beating Anakin Skywalker.
No.
Not in the slightest. Like, if you took Season 7 Clone Wars Ahsoka, who actually did beat Darth Vader, like, I could believe you then. But this Ahsoka that you've shown us so far in this show, there's not a doubt in my mind that Anakin would shred her to pieces. So the fact that she, like, did some fancy moves and took his lightsaber away from him, okay. It's just not believable. It's not, like... And it just demeans the whole thing. It was really cool to see Hayden Christensen.
Yeah,
it was really great. Cool. It was awesome, and I fully understand this nostalgia bait that everybody has their eyes fixed on. I get it, but if you could just like step back a little bit and look at it from, like you said, from a bigger picture, that's all it is. All it is them just trying to get you guys to fixate on Hayden Christensen's majestic being. And just completely forget about the fact that they're in this ancestral plane that has never existed before in Star Wars. Like, that's to my knowledge. Maybe there's something that you guys know that I don't know. But
I mean, there might be something in Rebels, but
I just rewatched Rebels not too long ago, and I don't remember anything like that.
The closest thing,
I know she went to a similar looking place, but it was a physical place. It wasn't like a ancestral, like, out of body experience.
I was gonna say the closest thing to that, which similar to that, is like the thing in Jedi Fallen Order, or but that's just like a menu skill tree.
Yeah, that's not like anything skill tree
related
to
meditating. Actual lore. Yeah,
like, she supposedly died. Like, she lost. Yeah, I don't know. It just demeaned the whole thing. So,
and I wanted to add to which there's also young Ahsoka in this episode, which, look, I think your name is Ariana Greenblatt or something. I haven't been a fan of you in anything you've been in
She
recently.
was young Gamora, right? Or something like that before in Marvel, I think.
Oh, I don't know. But she was in 65, and she was in another movie that came out recently.
Oh, she's the kid in 65?
I have not liked you in anything you've been in. But you did a better Ahsoka than Ahsoka in the fucking show Ahsoka. Yeah, you may not look like Ahsoka,
but you acted like Ahsoka.
You acted more like Ahsoka.
In case you guys didn't
know, perfectly, but it was better.
In case you guys didn't know, Ahsoka had some attitude in the Clone Wars. Like, attitude. She chirped back at Anakin all the time. And that's part of what made everybody love her, because she was doing to Anakin what Anakin did to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, she was just like a young Anakin.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Didn't like it at all. And then the rest of that episode, it was just meh. I mean, the whole Purgil thing.
So dumb.
I mean, we called it. We called that they were gonna. We called that the Purgil was gonna be how they get to her, and something that I want to like take back, or I guess at least. Okay, so in our episode 4 breakdown, I was just talking about like how the hell are they gonna communicate to the Purgil, whatever, and I kind of forgot that Ahsoka has a history of talking to animals. Like, for example, in Tales of the Jedi, she talked to the saber-toothed, whatever, tiger-looking thing, to not eat her. So that part, okay, like you could stretch that. Okay, Ahsoka has, because not all Jedi have the ability to talk to animals or to influence animals. So you could argue that Ahsoka does have that ability. The problem I have is like, how the hell do the Purgils know where the fuck they went? Like, how, like, even if she did talk to the Purgil and was like, hey, bro, can you, like, shoot us across the galaxy real quick, bro?
Well, you see,
how the fuck does that Purgil be like?
If you didn't know, this show, episode 5, is actually called Finding Ezra. It's inspired, of course, by Finding Nemo. And, like Dory, she speaks whale.
Speaks whale.
It came out a little orcish, but she clearly was like, where is Ezra? Like, bro, it's fucking stupid.
Oh, man. That Purgil was massive, though. I think
it was big.
It was insane.
And
it looked cool. Dope when they, like, took off, too. Like, they, like, powered up and, like...
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. But it just doesn't make any sense.
The whole, like... communicating with animals thing. It's one thing to be like, oh, it's okay, relax.
Yeah.
Like calm.
Like you influence them to relax.
Just relax. Like they're afraid or something. Because Grogu kind of does this too with the Rancor. It's a whole nother thing to be like, hey, do you know where my Jedi friend Ezra Bridger is that traveled with Grand Admiral Thrawn across this other galaxy? And can you take me there to the exact location?
Can I go inside your mouth, please?
Please.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. That is a completely different kind of conversation that I'm not entirely sure is something that...
But I will say one good thing that I thought came out of that episode, and it's the fact that Ahsoka, for one split moment... acted like Ahsoka, and I'm referring to Rosario Dawson Ahsoka, is in the moment when she says, how do you know, sir?
Syndulla says, how do you know?
How do you know they're going to take you to where they are? And she's like, I don't.
Yeah, I'm just going.
We're just going.
Yeah.
That is the one and only time you have acted like Ahsoka.
And I love that scene because that is the true embodiment of what should be happening in that situation. But then in episode 6, it's like, first stop. Like the Purgil got it right on the first try.
Yeah.
So dumb. Like it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does make sense. It's just stupid. It's just dumb. I don't like it. The conversation that her and Huyang have at the beginning of episode 6 was pretty cool, though. I love Huyang.
Huyang's great.
He's awesome. I love him. He's so blunt and just non-apologetic, and I love it. I love it. He's the only thing that keeps this show in check, really. So, but yeah, rolling into episode 6, the what's we call it? The bad guys. What's her name? Megan? No. What's her name? The witch?
Morgan
Elsbeth and her troop make it to this random ass planet that used to be like a halfway stop where the Dathomir
sisters,
the Night Sisters and the inhabitants of Dathomir are descendants of the people from this planet.
Yeah. It's
called like Pathia or something like that. I don't know. But apparently it's a known planet that they knew about. And it's just like, Thrawn is on this planet? Like, that we've known about? That apparently is part of
mystery.
Is part of Jedi folklore? Like, Dave Filoni, you could have chose any fucking random planet in it, like, that we'd never even seen before. And you chose something that is part of Jedi folklore? Like, why? Like, you had an opportunity to do something completely new. Like, no prior connection at all. You had a chance to do something completely new, and you flushed it down the toilet by doing this whole Dathomir connection and the whole Night Sisters thing. The only silver lining to it is that it's helping to flesh out Balin's backstory and his motivations, because this whole time his motivations have been clouded. Like, we don't really know what his true intentions are with all of this, because he's not, at least the way I understand it, he's not inherently like truly evil like Morgan Elsbeth is, or like a lot of the other bad people in the show are. Like, he's somewhere in the middle-ish. So that's the only silver lining, but even that isn't really explained very well in this show, in this episode. So even that's disappointing. The only thing that was, I'm sorry, but was fucking sick was Thrawn and his army.
Yep.
They were.
Oh, I do want to say the ship that they come down in, stylish as fuck.
Hell yeah, brother.
I don't know what kind of transport ship that's from, but that shit look nice. Yeah. And then the introductory to Grand Admiral Thrawn and his fucking like division, I guess you'll say. Amazing.
Dude, visually. Those things are sick.
Ship looks great. Troopers look amazing. Enoch's fucking lit. Admiral Thrawn himself is super cool. Dude. Very weird to see you, because, well, mostly because you're clean shaven, because the character requires it.
Lars Mikkelsen usually has a beard.
Yeah, he often has a beard and stuff, so it's just weird seeing it. But
he fucking kills it.
But he's great.
He kills it. He is the exact opposite of bringing somebody from the cartoon world of Rebels to the live action realm. Like, Ahsoka is a completely different character than what I remember from the shows. Grand Admiral Thrawn might as well just been copy and pasted from their shows. Like,
at least for now.
Yeah, so far. We only have like half an episode with him. So far, he's
been great.
He's been amazing. I love it. I love the way he talks, everything. He's exactly like he was in the show.
Yeah.
Looks great visually. Like you said, Enoch and the rest of the troopers look fucking sick, man.
Yeah,
they look so good.
Which is something that Disney always gets well, or done well, is they make new troopers look great.
Yeah.
You know, every time a new one gets introduced, they all look great. And it's the same here. Looks super cool. I really hope to see you motherfuckers cosplay as this at the next convention.
Dude, an Enoch cosplay would be sick.
Yeah. Or just even the troopers. Yeah, just any other style of Thrawn's troopers. Badass.
Even the nomads looked sick.
The nomads look super cool.
Yeah.
They get tied to some Sabine garbage. But visually, they do look very cool. Again, you're leaning into this samurai-esque like stylization, which is cool. They look cool. And I don't have an issue with them because they're new.
Right.
They're just nomads, so that's fine. But why did they lose to Sabine?
Why did they lose to Sabine that chose only to pull out her lightsaber, the one thing that they couldn't defend against, until after they had wrecked her and her guns?
Yeah.
Because she's an idiot.
Because she fails as a Mandalorian and as a Jedi.
And everything. She fails
and
as a character.
A friend.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Like, you're going on this super dangerous, super crazy.
Just dishonor on you. I will never stop saying this.
Dishonor on your family.
Dishonor on your cow. Dishonor on your space dog thing.
Space dog thing is pretty cool, though.
It is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your classic Disney, I want to sell merchandise thing.
Sure.
Same thing with frog dudes. It's just like the little, I don't know what they're called, but the...
Oh, the Babu Freak?
Babu Freak
stuff. The droid is ready.
Yes, they're cute. They're cool. I like them. You're basically like turtle hobbits.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just Disney fluff.
100%. But, like, I just want to shine a light on the fact that, like, I want to clarify that I really enjoy this Japanese samurai like influence that they have with Thrawn's division of troopers as well as nomads and everything happening there.
I don't really consider Thrawn's troopers to be like samurai, especially because it's because of Enoch. But the nomads for sure is 100% samurai.
I don't know. I would consider them like old Imperial samurai, like not when the samurai were rebels against the crown, but like back when they were samurais were like they were the shit. They had a lot of like they looked a lot like that. Like a lot of fucking fancy armor with jewels and gold and stuff.
The troopers don't have jewels. They have like red wraps and stuff. Yeah. And Enoch especially for me perfectly embodies the style, which makes sense because it's the fucking commander. It's more pharaoh like to me in design, and if it's not pharaoh, like Egyptian, it's more European to me, which I don't care either way, but it doesn't look Japanese to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look at it again, because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, here's more of the samurai influence, and then I saw the nomads, and I was like, okay, they're going with this whole thing. And we had talked about it in the episode 4 review of like why the hell is Ahsoka all of a sudden fighting like a samurai? Which that part I still don't agree with.
No, I still don't.
I still don't agree with the fact that she's fighting like a samurai. But it's cool to see them doing more, which I just want to clarify that it's okay for this stuff to be like that because this is all brand new.
Yeah, that's fine. It's really cool.
It's all brand new. We've never seen these people before. We've never seen this stuff before.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically what appears to be like the Tusken Raiders of this planet.
Sure.
But they just look cooler.
Yeah, they do look cool. Now,
apparently for nothing because they fucking lost to Sabine, which is a sorry piece of crap.
And like... Not even like impressively either. She kind of just struck a few here and there. Like she didn't like cut anybody in half or do any cool moves or anything. She kind of just was like, oh, I have a lightsaber now. You can't do anything. Ha 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 ha.
It's almost like you had that the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, you like
or
did
even
all this
with your blasters. You still suck.
Yeah. Oh god.
I mean, shit, Cal Kestis is better than with a blaster and a lightsaber than you.
Oh man, Cal Kestis. Yeah, disappointing. And then, like I mentioned earlier, she goes on this super easy, super simple quest.
Bro, finds Ezra in 10 minutes.
Like, probably not even that. It's probably less than that. And the whole thing is like, Grand Admiral Thrawn is ready to leave this planet, right? He's trying to go back to the galaxy and reign supreme. And he chooses to stay because he's like, oh, my long time foe, it could be found by this chick. So I'm going to have you guys follow her. And if you find them, kill them both. So now I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Sick, awesome, whatever. But again, she finds him in like 5 minutes when Grand Admiral Thrawn has had years to find him. And she's not even force sensitive, so we can't.
They fucking domesticated this fucking howler or whatever it's called, and they couldn't find Ezra hanging out with turtle dudes just down the road.
They're like obviously a natural prey or prey to the howlers. Like, and on top of that, like you can't even blame it on the fact that she's force sensitive. Like you can't be like, oh, she followed her like intuition.
You have Night Sisters, that could fucking detect Ahsoka inside of the mouth of a Purgil, fucking in space, and you couldn't find Ezra on this planet. What the
fuck,
bro? Oh my god!
Inconsistencies doesn't make any sense.
The biggest fucking joke of my life in the beginning of this episode when the Night Sisters are like, wait, I sense Jedi. She's so powerful. She is dangerous. Are you fucking kidding me? It's Sabine. She has no connection to the Force. She's a fucking disgrace to the Mandalorians. She sucks. She has nothing to be afraid of. You literally imprisoned her with a little ball. Like you didn't even have to move your hand. Oh, that's how pathetic she is. You don't need to be afraid.
She's so pathetic.
And
it's going to be so frustrating at the end of this season when she finally does get her force powers, because that's what this whole thing has been leading up to, is that, oh, she is actually force sensitive. Even if you're not really force sensitive, if you just try hard enough for long enough and cry about it enough times, the force will just be like, okay, here you go. You can have your force powers. And she's going to have this moment, and it's going to be cringy as fuck, and it's going to be frustrating because that's not how it fucking works. It's not how it works. Some people are force sensitive, some people aren't. It just is what it is.
Welcome to life.
There's no fucking control over it. If you want to get into the whole midichlorian shit that fucking...
Well, that would make this even worse, probably.
It would make it even more black and white that she should not be able to gain force powers. There's a reason.
Even Hu Yang, a droid, is convinced that she is not worthy.
There's a reason why the Jedi Order chose not to train kids over a certain age, because at that point their chances of connection to the Force are just gone.
Well, that and they hand select them from all over the place because not everybody can do it.
Exactly. That's what made Jedi special. That's why to be a Jedi and to see a Jedi, like back in in episode 1 and stuff, just to see a Jedi was like a once in a lifetime thing.
Because they're the chosen ones.
Yeah, because they're fucking amazing. And so for you to tell us that this person, Sabine Wren, can just acquire force powers by enough training, crying, moping around, acting like an idiot, and just
Disney after
pretending, that just demeans all of the Jedi that have come before. Like, why were any of them handpicked and special then? So,
bro, you can literally just make an army to start the new Jedi Order now.
Yeah,
that's probably what they're eventually going to do.
Rey is doing. Rey's just going to be like, oh,
yeah, that's actually the next episode. But
if you just believe, you can gain your powers.
Skywalker is going to be starting the new Jedi Order, and it's just going to be a bunch of everybody.
Stupid. Don't like it. Some people are special, some aren't. Get over it. It's life. Yeah. At the end of it all, cool scenes, cool parts.
Oh, I was gonna say, just to shit on Sabine more. Why in the fuck do you, after all these years, not only do you find Ezra in 5 minutes, but you're like, hey,
yeah.
Sup, dude?
They did it on purpose. They did it that way because everybody expected her to turn around, see him, and have this huge moment of her running up to him and embracing and having this beautiful moment. So to do exactly the opposite of what everybody was expecting, she acted like a complete fucking idiot and was just like, "Oh, you're here? Coincidence. It's not like I just gave up my entire loyalty to the good side."
No, that's a whole nother thing. I'm just mean she was like, "Oh, cool, I did it." Yep. and then once they start talking, it's like, Ezra's like, "Oh, I knew you would find me. Took you long enough. Can't wait to go back home." So, anyways, what's the plan after
Yeah.
this? And she's
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
she's
I
like,
don't want
"Oh,
to talk
wait.
about that right now.
We're not going to talk
Let
about
me-
how
let
Grand
me-
Admiral Thrawn has an entire division of god damn it, clone troopers on the other side of this planet, and that's our only ride home. So, like, yeah, I found you.
No, these are stormtroopers.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, these ones are actually stormtroopers.
Fuck.
But yeah, just the fact that she's like, no, let's not talk about
Yeah,
that.
we'll save it.
Let me enjoy this moment.
Go fuck
This
yourself.
is me enjoying the
Yeah.
moment. This is Sabine enjoying the moment. But yeah, let me just, not say like, oh yeah, I kind of just, betrayed everybody.
Yeah.
We're stuck on this planet still. In fact, we're probably about to get attacked and die. But let me save that for later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but let's all
all
the
pack up and
turtle heartfoots.
Yeah.
Let's continue migrating.
Hardfoots.
Let's continue migrating.
Yes, turtle hardfoots.
Yeah, let's do
That's
that.
amazing.
Fucking genius, Sabine.
Oh god, it's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I thought the exact same thing. I thought that I was just like, what do you mean you're not going to tell him that you betrayed everybody and that's the only way that
you didn't want to disappoint him.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, by the way, your plan failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Like, also,
Yeah, it actually didn't work because I made it not work.
Yeah.
You're
I
welcome.
may or may not have led the enemy back to Admiral Thrawn, and now they have a giant spaceship that can take him and all of his people
Giant
home.
hyperdrive gate, Stargate that can take them back, and we're stuck here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but don't worry about that. Let me
We'll
enjoy
just
all
have
these
our
cute
moment.
scenes with the
Enjoy our
bad
moment.
dog. Bad dog.
Enjoy our
You
moment.
left me.
That was annoying too. It's like, of course he left you.
What is he?
Yeah, what is he gonna
what are you
do?
gonna do? Yeah,
Like,
he's gonna die.
how many times has he been shot at? Like, you suck when you get shot at. What do you expect out of him?
Can you blame him? Like,
Yeah,
you
for
got
real.
ambushed by like 7 or 8 dudes that
I
were
would have
heavily
dipped
armed.
too. In fact, that's kind of like the first rule of when you get into an ambush: is get the fuck out of there. Like,
But
don't stay and fight. Get the hell out.
I mean, it depends on who you are. Certainly, for this character, that
Yeah.
should have been the call. If you were a real Mandalorian, that's a different story. But
Yeah, but
you
you're
know.
not.
Yeah,
You're
you're
not.
not. And then if you were a real Jedi, you would have defused the situation.
But you're not.
But you're not. So,
You're not.
Yeah.
Oh god. All right.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you guys will be seeing this hopefully 2 days before episode 7 comes out. Maybe one day. We'll see. We'll find out more in a few days about this story.
Got what, 2 episodes?
Two
left?
episodes left. 2 episodes left. I don't really understand where this is going. Like, I don't really understand how this season is going to end, because there's no way like they can bring Thrawn back and defeat him in 2 episodes. So it's gonna have to bleed into another series that they're doing, or season 2. I know there's been Thrawn references throughout the last few seasons, like episode 3 or sorry, season 3 of Mandalorian had a lot of references to Thrawn, right? So I'm guessing they're doing this whole interconnected thing. But
Yep.
yeah, I don't know.
You know what?
I'm not really
You know what?
enthusiastic about watching it.
Just stop. Sabine and Ahsoka, just stop. Let him go back.
You know, honestly,
That's the best choice for the good of the
honestly,
galaxy.
if you guys really look at Thrawn, right? Thrawn is like a Thanos. Like, he just wants to bring order and whatnot to, and he's like he doesn't. If you guys actually watch like Rebels and stuff, he doesn't kill needlessly. Like, he will kill if he has to, but if he can avoid killing, he will. If it's not strategically advantageous to kill somebody, then he's not just gonna kill them. He's not the Emperor or whoever the hell the joke of the First Order was. But
Snoke.
well, Snoke was a projection of the Emperor, but whatever. Yeah, so he's not that bad of a guy, you know. Maybe we do need Thrawn. Maybe Thrawn is the answer.
Well, what I meant to sure,
peace in the
that
galaxy.
That can be a different kind of argument for very outside the storyline of Star Wars. Yes, but I just meant the best chances
of
of survival
you winning
is actually to let him go back.
So that way you can
that
call
way
on Mando and
somebody
Luke.
Actually good can stop him.
You can bring in Mando and Bo-Katan and
Bo-Katan with Din Djarin and the actual Mandalorians
army, yeah,
with some of the fucking Republic
to fight.
Yes, they're still garbage. Okay, I forgot about this too. All right, you decided to use the right verbiage, and you said squadron, but 5 does not make a squadron of fucking pilots. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I totally forgot too. What kind of fucking mother brings her child to a fucking battle? Like,
to be fair, there's a lot of children brought to battles throughout Star Wars.
Yeah, but they're usually for like a reason. He has none.
Well,
he's not
until now, though, because now he's force sensitive. So now there is a reason.
Yeah, but force sensitive doesn't mean, oh, hey, come, let's go to the war, buddy. Just because you have the force sensitive fucking child.
Oh man,
you're not a Jedi.
They brought
if you were
Sabine,
a fucking Padawan, okay.
They brought Sabine that doesn't even have force sensitive.
I mean, I know they did, but it doesn't make it any better. On top of that, too, like, look, I know that the Twi'leks are literally the only race in all of Star Wars that is not human, that is capable of mating with humans. But her son doesn't look anything like her, except for the fact that you dyed his hair.
Yeah, there's not actually green hair. That's him going through a phase.
Yeah, that's just a phase. Mom.
Just a phase. It's just a phase, Mom. Yeah.
Anyways,
let's wrap up this episode. I'm sure there'll be plenty more to talk about on our episode 7 breakdown. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. If you guys haven't seen any of our recent videos, we got some pretty cool trailer reactions that we put out, and some other really cool stuff. A Studio Ghibli film that Taylor and Connor reviewed. So make sure you guys check out those episodes.
We're gonna have another one for
October, right?
October,
yeah. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. We've kind of been in a little bit of a lull just because there hasn't been a whole lot of new movies and stuff come out, but we're about to hit a pretty good stretch of stuff rolling out. So stay tuned for a lot of content coming to you guys quickly. So thank you guys for being here. Please like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Check out our social media as well as the other shows here on the channel, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye, guys.